Today we're going to go over the Beatles Abbey Road. So this is one of the greatest albums of all time and one of my favourite albums of all time. This is the 2009 remaster, the digital, the same one as all the other videos I've done. But I do have well, it's not in there, but this is the 2019 Giles Martin remix picture disc, which it's right here. Ooh. And the bag fell on the floor. I'm using a different setup to record this video. Let me know if you like it. But there she is in all her beauty. I have played it and I do listen to it, even though it's a picture disc. And I know some people get all moany and whiny about whether you should or not, but I think it sounds fine. I've got 4 picture discs, and I just listen to them like albums. I've never had any problem with it, but some people do, and I would take caution, but I'm not really sure why. So our story begins with the Get Back sessions, where the Beatles were trying to record themselves, in this live studio way, but it just wasn't working at all, and everyone was just getting so frustrated. So go and watch the Let It Be video, which is already up on my channel, link in the description down below. But that just didn't work at all. So they went back to the drawing board and they said to George Martin that they wanted to make one more album in the way they used to record. And George Martin asked, is everyone on board? And they all were on board. They thought they would come together and make one last brilliant album. And they obviously did. But recently, I think it was last year, there were tapes or like a group discussion between the Beatles that was released where, they're talking about like this wasn't their last album, as in they didn't think this was going to be it when they were recording it, which is really cool. Can you imagine if the Beatles never split up? Obviously, there would have been more Yoko Ono influence, but I'm getting off topic. We'll talk about that in another video. So, yeah, the Beatles Abbey Road. I haven't actually been there. I want to go and visit it. It was originally going to be called Everest, and they were going to fly over to Nepal to take a picture there. But I think one of the producers or engineers or something said that they couldn't be bothered to fly over to Nepal. You have to remember this was in the 60s, so that flight would have been days, And so laziness prevailed, and someone got the idea that they would go outside and take that iconic cover. So, let's talk about music, because that's what we do on this channel. It starts with Come Together. I love the guitar work, I love the vocals, I love the nonsensical lyrics. It's just brilliant and a fantastic way to open your album. And then we have Something, George Harrison's swan song. Just amazing. His lyrics, the lyrics are fantastic. His vocals, especially when he harmonizes with Paul, are just beautiful. Absolutely adore them. And Frank Sinatra, said this was the greatest love song of all time. And he kind of knows his stuff. So, it's a fantastic song. And those two songs, this first and second, when someone this is difficult to find someone, but if you do find someone who's never listened to the Beatles before, say they pick up this album and that the first and second song they hear is Come Together and Something. That's just the best way to start your album, is it not? Just fantastic. We move on to Maxwell's Silver Hammer, which I quite like, but it's not one of their better songs. And I know the other Beatles besides Paul, absolutely hated filming. There I am again, recording it, not filming it. I know there was something like 140 takes because it just wasn't right in Paul's mind. But I love the guitar and I love the nonsensical lyrics. Quite dark in a way, in such a upbeat sounding song. And then we have Oh Darling, which is one of the most beautiful the most beautiful vocals ever. The way Paul sings it just kills me every time. Absolutely beautiful, you know. And then Octopus's Garden, a Ringo Penn song, and an absolutely brilliant one. There's a picture, or I think it's a video, you can see George Harrison helping Ringo write it, and the smile on George Harrison's face because he knows that Ringo's going to get a song on this album is just heartwarming. I don't know what those noises are. And then, of course, I Want You, She's So Heavy. My God. Perfection in a song. I love the lyrics, but the guitar work and the instrumental at the end is just fantastic. Absolutely adore it. And I love the way it just ends. It just cuts off, just stops, which was very jarring at first. And when I first was getting into the Beatles, you know, that really caught me out. But just amazing. And it's supposed to resemble the fact that this could go on forever. So it just ends. And then side 2, we have Here Comes the Sun, one of the most beautiful songs of all time. I say that a lot, but it's true, because it's a Beatles song. And George Harrison's vocals are just amazing. And now we have the melody. I absolutely love the melody. We have Because, where they all 4 Beatles harmonise in such a beautiful way. I love, love, love it. We have You Never Give Me Your Money, which is my favourite song from the melody. We have Sun King, which is great. Mean Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pam. She came in through the bathroom window. I love Mean Mr. Mustard is great, about a grumpy old person. And then Polythene Pam, they really pick up the pace, and it's very Scouser, Liverpudlian. That's just brilliant. And then we have She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, which there was a lot of, obviously people knew where Paul lived, and there were a lot of fans outside. And I believe that the story goes this song was written because someone broke in and stole something, and they came in through the bathroom window, or it's something like that. Golden Slumbers, one of the greatest vocal performances ever of any album, any artist. Paul McCartney just kills it. I can't, just absolutely beautiful. And then Carry That Weight, I love it. You're gonna carry that weight a long time. And the end is just, I love how they each have a solo. Apparently they had to talk Ringo into doing a drum solo, but he did it, and I think it's perfect. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's the songs of Abbey Road. Just superb. I'll show you. So when I was getting into the Beatles before the 2019 version come out, whereas for the White Album and Sgt. Pepper's, I wasn't into them as much, so I didn't listen to those albums before 2019 one come out, which I have done now. But what's interesting with Abbey Road was that I was already a fan of Abbey Road before the new remixes come out. So this is the only one where I could talk about the differences. And for me, I think they improved it. I honestly do. I love the way that each instrument sounds louder and it's a bit more spaced out in the stereo format, which for me and my left and right speakers, I absolutely love it. I love the way, is it the harmonium? I think that's the instrument, I'm not sure. On Here Comes the Sun has just been brought forward in this most beautiful way. I think that's just fantastic. And I do love the Giles Martin remixes. But we need a Let It Be one this year. Please, please, Giles, please. So yeah, that's the end of the Beatles ones. I've got Paul McCartney's solo stuff and John Lennon and whatever, but I'm going to do them once I've done the other bands. So next up, we're going to look at Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Just a quick admission. For this video, I tried to film it using my PC and the Logitech software. to see if it was any better than just using the camera software built into my laptop with the Logitech thing, and I don't think it is, primarily because of the stupid watermark in the bottom right, so I apologize for that. Next episode we will just be back to normal. Thanks for watching.